I was just a child when the stars fell from the skies, but I remember how they built a cannon to destroy them, and in turn how that cannon brought war upon us. War was an abstract idea, nothing more than a show on TV. As a child, I only saw it as something that happened in some faraway land. Until that final day of summer.
When you think of arcade flight simulators, you don't usually expect a story. Shattered Skies goes above and beyond on delivering a moving, emotional story. It also matches that story with an amazing soundtrack and sound gameplay that draws you in. From radio chatter to the cutscenes, Ace Combat 4 wants to bring you in and enthrall you with its soul. Project Ace's first outing on the PS2 with the long-running Ace Combat series successfully delivered one of the finest games of that console. First, there is you, the player character as Mobius 1. You go about your missions like any soldier in a war and have no personality or voice to call your own. While this is usually a letdown, Project Aces solved this by adding another viewpoint to the ongoing war. A man retelling his experiences during the war, during which he was a young boy. This is where the heart and soul of Ace Combat 4 is located. Still images and great sound design are intermixed with an overarching narrative voice who guides you through his life at this tumulative time. He starts at the beginning, when a fighter with Yellow 13 emblazoned on the tail shot down another pilot that proceeded to crash into the Cape where his family lived. Orphaned due to that event, he takes up residence with his uncle, a former taxi driver, and befriends the innkeeper's daughter. Soon their peaceful town is occupied by the enemy, and Yellow Squadron makes their appearance, along with the pilot of Yellow 13. Their narration covers the war up to its finale, and is mostly focused on the narrator's complicated relationship with Yellow 13. He finds out that the innkeeper is part of the resistance in the town, and his daughter an active member. However, she also has a crush on Yellow 13, and is jealous of his wingwoman, Yellow 14. The narrator finds himself torn between avenging his family and finding companionship among Yellow Squadron. It's a great story and has an amazing bittersweet ending that still gets me today. Throughout the tale, you know that he is sharing the story of his time during that war, but the ending reveals that it was in fact a letter he wrote to you, Mobius 1. He wanted to let you know Yellow 13's story. This transforms what could have been a nameless, voiceless enemy into somebody that you actually know, and potentially grow attached to. What could have been another fight with a squadron of fighters is turned into the culmination of the narrator's tale, the tale of Yellow 13. It also paints war in shades of gray instead of black and white, something the series continued to pull off fantastically in Ace Combat 5. The narrator, however, is simply a passive character in the war, and as Mobius 1, the active participant, you continue to lead ISAF to victory after victory. The world at large starts to react to you as you progress. Fellow pilots cheer as you shoot down planes, offer praise, and ask you for help. Enemies slowly realize the deadly threat you are, and a legend is formed in your image. Though never given a name besides Mobius 1, it's so satisfying to arrive on the combat field and hear allies' cheers and the despair of the opposing force. Shattered Skies is a very self-contained tale, though set amidst a world of rich history and background. The cities and locations you go to feel lived in, and the dialogue gives you subtle mytho details that are left for you to interpret. Stonehenge, an anti-meteor cannon now used against aircraft, is built up to be an intimidating, unbeatable offensive measure employed by the Erusians wherever you are within airspace. Slowly though, you gain ground and eventually take it on, demolishing a once godlike threat to your forces. The ending as well builds up, and the final mission is as anticlimactic as most wars' ends are. However, the final mission is set up as you would expect a video game to have, fighting a superweapon controlled by the extremist faction of the surrendering army. It's unnecessary due to the main narrative having already wrapped up, but the radio chatter and songs played during the mission, called Rex Tremendae and Megalith Agnus Dei, are more than enough to justify its existence. The entire soundtrack itself is very good, containing a variety of genres from orchestral to rock. Each mission has a time limit attached to it, letting each mission also have its own timed song to go along with it. There is no dynamic music or looping, and instead a song has its own highs and lows that accompany whatever you are doing on screen. This means the climax of the song can be while you're traveling to the next area, or when you're in the midst of a dogfight against an S-class opponent. Some may find that unexciting due to it not reacting to the action on screen, but I really enjoy the soundtrack and have always had it on my iPod. Gameplay in Shattered Skies is fairly simple. You have a briefing on the what, where, and why of the mission. You then fly a jet plane, destroy targets within an allotted time, and accumulate points for the different enemy types that you have killed. In the end, you are debriefed and given a certain amount of credits for your actions. You can spend it on extra weapons for more planes for your collection, and missions themselves are of the expected sort, from traditional dogfights to bombing runs as the air support of an invading ground army. Your plane has a limited number of missiles, which sometimes may lead to a need to travel back behind front lines in order to restock or change your special weapon. Some missions will also have a twist in the end, such as a mainly ground attack mission introducing fast fighters you need to destroy, or a Stonehenge attack during which you need to fly low to the ground. Death in Ace Combat 4 boots you back to the beginning of the mission, which can be frustrating. Difficulty is not much of a problem on normal, and the ground will be the cause of more deaths than enemy fire. The progression system found in unlocking and buying new planes serves as another motivating factor for playing besides the aforementioned story. Getting S rank on missions open up the option to buy more advanced planes, and taking down special enemies located in secret on each map mission opens up more colors for planes you already own. Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies is so good in every way. The story is what will stick with you the most, but the soundtrack when listened to even years later still bring back specific mission memories and radio chatter of a wingman mentioning that his brother is somewhere below. I still love Shattered Skies even now, and wish more people would play it and that Namco would release an HD update of not only AC4, but of 5 as well. Despite its aging graphics, Ace Combat 4 is an amazing PlayStation 2 game that should be played by anyone who owns that console. Overall, I would give Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies a 9.4 out of 10.
I know it must have brought him unexpected joy to have an opponent like you at the end of that meaningless war. At least that's what I want to believe. Only you, the pilot who shot him down, can confirm this. And so, I write to you.